Hello again. I am absolutely gutted. I have just spent about 3/4 of an hour getting this project just right, because the first time I did this video, this is going to be my third attempt, the first time I did it, nothing went right. I'll just show you. The project was just... That's not the right one. This one. Yeah. It just didn't go right at all. I mean, you can see it just, everything went wrong. It's supposed to be a little mini album, that's what they're going to be making. And this one went perfectly right, and I didn't press record. That's the worst thing that can happen when you're making videos. It really is, especially when everything goes right for a change. But anyway, we're going to be making these little mini albums. This is one that I did earlier, still not great, but it just shows you what you can do with it. They have little pockets in on the top and on the side. You can make your own little pockets to put in there. And this one has a little floppy pocket thing there. You could maybe put something like place photo here, and then you could have maybe another sheet of paper under there with lines on so they can write about the photographs, whatever. So yeah, you can use pattern paper, you can use plain paper, you can use cardstock. If you do use cardstock, I have with this, but if you do use cardstock, do make sure that it's not too thick. I use my trusty thin cardstock from the works. It's for kids, but I don't care about that. It's only £1 for 30 sheets. So you need, I mean, isn't that just lovely? That is so nice, and I was so pleased with it. You can guarantee that I won't be able to make the same one again, but never mind. You need 4 sheets of paper or cardstock, thin cardstock. So there we go. And we do need a cover piece, which I am going to have to cut again at 8 3/4 by 5 7/8. Now, these are going to be based on using English or British A4 size papers, not the American letter size. So you need A4 cardstock, thin cardstock, or patterned paper, cut down to size if you have the 12 by 12s, or like I said, it could be different colour cardstock. You don't have to stick with the white if you don't want. This is just for quickness, just to show you what I have in. So we're going to need 4 sheets of cardstock, as I've said, or paper. You can see my fingers are covered in glue because I've done this. This is the 3rd time now. Can you believe it? I've wasted my entire morning. Well, no, it's not wasted, but I've spent an entire morning trying to get this right. Okay, that's it for the intro and for my complaining. So what you do for each part is fold it over, get your piece of cardstock, fold it in half as best you can, because the more accurately you can get this, the nicer your project will turn out. That's not exact, shame. But anyway. And then you open it up, turn it the other way, and fold it in half again. Again, as nicely and as accurately as you can get it. Because if you take your time with this or any project, it will show. You can tell when somebody's hurried something or they haven't taken as much time as they should with it. So now what we have to do is cut through one of these side pieces, side folds, to the middle fold. Don't go past it, just get it as near as you can. So now you're left with this. So there are 2 flaps. There are 2 flaps there. What you want to do is turn this around like that, and then we're going to, you can either lift it up like that, you can put it down and flatten it like that. It should work either way. Now we're going to make some little pockets now. So what I'm going to use is this 1-inch paper punch. I will leave a link to it in the description, but you don't have to use that. This is a budget video. So what you can do is get a little egg cup or a little something round, get a pencil, put it halfway on, draw around it, and then cut it out. if you're any good at cutting, which I'm not, so I'm not even going to attempt that. So what you do, this is our first part, open it up, and then the first bit there, always use your paper punches upside down because you can see what you're doing. So I'm just going to eyeball this, but you should really measure it. So halfway up the punch and halfway along the paper, you've cut it and you've got your first little pocket. To make that into a pocket, we're going to opposite, so open that out and opposite side, we are just going to put a strip of glue on the two long sides. And then fold that over, make sure it's neat, and squash it down. I like to use a bone folder to get the glue right into those fibres and get it nicely stuck. This is my favourite glue, but I love using it on cardstock because it doesn't wrinkle the paper or anything, but it does take a good while to dry. But that's okay, because while this is drying, I'm going to be making the other ones anyway. So then what you do is go to your next part, and where's my thing, and put one to the side this time, about halfway down. So you've got your second pocket there. So we're going to do this with the next two sheets of card. When we get to the fourth one, we won't be putting that final punch in, and I'll show you for a while later. So I'm going to finish off the other three, and I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to watch me doing all that again. Okay, so like I said, we're not going to put a notch in that one because we're going to put the cover on in a bit. Well, after we've stuck these together, and the cover will go on there on the back, so we don't need a notch in there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is cut another piece of pretty cardstock for the cover at 8 3/4 by 5 7/8. Now I do use imperial. I never did get the hang of metric, so 5 7/8. These little bits here are your notches, you can see there. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your 5 7/8. So just a little bit of maths there, which I'm hopeless at, of course. Okay, so I have my pretty paper. It's just the same as the last one. Right, put that to one side at the moment. So now we're going to stick these together. Where did we say the last one was? Yeah. Just making sure they're all in the right order. Yeah, that's for the back. It doesn't got a notch there. Aha, and neither does that one. So I messed up somewhere there. Yep, I forgot to put a notch in that one. Pleased I saw that before I started sticking it all together. There we go. Right, so like I say, that is going to be the back one. So I'll start with that one so I don't get confused. That's going to be stuck onto there. So we need glue on all three of these sides here. And that's going to go on there. Just make sure it's as straight as you can. beauty about this glue is that it gives you plenty of time to maneuver everything so you can get it just right. And even though, like I said, it takes a while to dry, doesn't matter so much because we're going to be busy doing other stuff. Just making sure that's the right way. The notch has to be the top of each one there. So once again, glue on all three sides. It hasn't gone quite as straight as my last one, but never mind. Just to show you the process, you can take a lot more time to get it a lot more accurate, of course. So everything's going to stick there. So then what you do is you take the back and hope that it fits. Yes, it is going to fit. Just. So I am going to have a little bit of an overhang there. So what we do, we're not going to glue the spine because we need a little bit of give in there for when people start filling these up. So what I'm going to do is first of all glue the back. Keep away from the sides because we don't want it squishing out too much, especially into the spine. So that is going to go onto there. Oops. Like I said, I do want a little bit of an overhang on the long side there. Get that glued down. And then, oops, that is going to go over there with another little bit of an overhang. And like I say, keeping away from the very edges, especially where the spine is. So, and we take that again, a little bit of an overhang. And then when you've got it where you want it, give it a press to get that stuck down nicely. And then you can start pressing the spine, not so much creasing it, as just pressing it down. Oh, this one hasn't turned out too badly, thank goodness. And at least I've got the paper right way up, which I don't normally do. So that's it for our little albums. So it's still going to be wet, so I'll try and be careful. So now when you open up, you've got a nice little album with pockets in the top and the side and the top. Oops, a little bit sticky there. And the side, the top, and the side, and the last page, the top, but none on the side because obviously that's where the backing was stuck on. So that is basically it. It has turned out better than I thought, considering it was filmed on camera and not done off camera like the other one, the ones that normally turn out the best. But you can do what you like with these. Like I say, I'll show you with, excuse me, I'll show you with this other one that I made. You could, not that one, that's my bad one. Where is it? Here it is. So this is one I made, my little prototype when I was practicing making these. Still not great, but a little bit better. So you can cut pockets down. What you would do is cut a piece of square paper about the same width and then cut it from one side up to the other side to make another little pocket like that. You can do that as many times as you like. Got another one on there. Like I say, this one's just got a bit of washi tape. So you can do what you like. You can decorate these how you like. You could have used pattern paper for the inside. You can do what you like. Actually, the vintage style looks really, really nice in these. People who do a lot of junk journaling, like the really vintage style papers and stamps and things like that, you could do You could do anything you wanted with these. Decorate them how you like. You could sell them, use them yourself, give them as gifts, sell them on your website, sell them on Etsy, anything like that. But obviously this one there, it's not quite right, it's not quite straight there. But if you take more time, I'm sure you could come up with something wonderful. So yeah, you could put, I mean, like I have on this one, you could put a ribbon on, you could put a tag in there or a sentiment, you could stick a sentiment on, you could put any decorations you wanted, gems or anything on the front or on the back. Do what you like with it. It's your project. Just do what you absolutely like. You can make them in packs and sell them. So yeah, just do what you like with them. So I hope this has been useful, and I hope this is recorded because I'm not doing it for a fourth time. So thank you so much for staying with me to the end of the video. It really helps, and I'll tell you why. Because to get your videos monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and so many watch hours, I think, in the past 12 months. So even if you have videos playing in the background, it's still going to count towards YouTube's watch hours. So even if you don't watch the video all the way through, if you could just leave it playing in the background or leave a playlist playing in the background, it all helps. But subscribing, commenting, sharing, anything like that helps, especially with a brand new channel like mine. But I really want to thank you again for staying with me, for your support of my channel. I do really appreciate it. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye now.